Have you heard about psilocybin? It's the active ingredient in magic mushrooms. You might have heard it in the news, you might have maybe read some of the most recent research on it, and I'm here today to talk to you about my private members bill that will streamline physicians' ability to prescribe it to their patients. So right now, we've had a number of studies that have been published that show that it is an effective treatment for mental health and addictions. And the idea is not take a bag of mushrooms and go off into the forest. It's in a structured clinical way where we do counseling on psilocybin that has shown to be the most impactful for patients in Canada. And for patients in Canada right now, to access legal psilocybin, they have to go see their physician. The physician has to fill out a whole bunch of paperwork, send it off to Health Canada for approval, and wait up to 11 months to hear back that if they can be prescribed or not psilocybin. This is ridiculous. Through an order question, I found out that over 80% of the applications 7 years ago were being approved, but now it's down to less than 30%, which is horrible because I've met too many patients and I've talked to too many physicians where they feel that their patients benefited because of psilocybin. How I got interested in this is that I had a constituent, Thomas Hartle, lived in Saskatoon. He came to see me. After visiting with his physician and hearing the diagnosis that he had unfortunately stage 4 cancer and only months to live, Thomas was not in a good spot. And many people, everyone has a loved one or a friend that have maybe had that diagnosis, and it's tough. But for Thomas, his anxiety was off the charts, and his physician could not get Thomas into a place where he could take his cancer treatments. So they prescribed psilocybin with counseling. And what happened was that Thomas's mind was put at ease and his body was able to fight the cancer. And he was approved through the Special Access Program for psilocybin. Fast forward 3 years into his journey, Health Canada cut him off. So he had to travel 3 times a year to the Caribbean for this counseling on psilocybin. And after they cut Thomas off, they came to see me. And Thomas explained how beneficial it was for him for his distress that he was in. It wasn't like it cured his cancer, but it put his mind at ease so that he could fight the cancer. And that's where I started on this journey. From there, I've met dozens and dozens of patients and physicians that had had success on mental health and addictions with psilocybin. I met a former addict of fentanyl that believes that he's clean now and has stayed clean because of the counseling he receives with psilocybin. There is a number of stories, a number of benefits that I've uncovered in inquiring into psilocybin in Canada. And the conclusion that I've drawn is that we got to get it out of the Special Access Program so that physicians can prescribe it if they feel their patients should need it. And we need a mechanism for Health Canada to hopefully give this a priority review so that patients that are currently in Canada from coast to coast that are suffering from mental health and addiction, the relief that they need. And it's not for everybody, but if your physician believes that you would benefit from it, I'm not a doctor, but so are the bureaucrats in Health Canada. They're not doctors either, and they're deciding who receives treatment in Canada or not. So it's wrong. My private member's bill is fairly simple. It would allow physicians to prescribe psilocybin if a molecule gets approved through Health Canada. So do follow this channel, like my videos, follow along as I attempt to change the way that we treat mental health and addiction in Canada.